Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and we're back now with my second part for best covers of 2021. Now, before we get into it, let me quickly remind you, I hit 600 subscribers. I appreciate all of you. The number's still going up every day. Another little couple here and there. I appreciate it so much. And I love to show my supporters some love because y'all send me so much love. I'm giving away these 3 comics. Very cool books, and all you gotta do is be subscribed, leave a comment on this video or any other video, and Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, during our live stream, which starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna be announcing the winners for those 3 books. So you have until then to get your comments in. But I won't waste your time too much. And I did want to say first, you don't have to be at the live stream. I may have been unclear with myself in the past. You don't have to be at the live stream, but I do hope that everyone that can be at the live stream will show up, because it should be a very good time. But yeah, if you win and you end up watching the video later, that's fine. You know, just want to be specific on that. So last video we started off with top 10 through 6 of my favorite comics of 2021. Now we're moving into the top 5. So, I'm very excited to show these off. Again, these lists that I'm making were very hard to do. And especially when you're wiring down to like the top. I feel like it becomes increasingly difficult. So, starting with number 5, we have Nice House on the Lake. This is a series, sadly, on a break right now. We were 60 issues in and they took a break, which is fine, you know, it happens. But incredible series. Actually, this book made it onto the top covers list as well, because again, phenomenal cover. Actually, and I meant to mention that I'm a big fan of the second and third prints where the comics look like they've all been beaten up and highly abused. But it looks really cool. It looks really, I don't know, rustic. But this series, from the immediate get-go, which by the way is a DC title, by James Tynion, it caught me with such an interest in this sense. I've really been kind of getting into horror, and as you'll see with the rest of this list, I've really taken a liking to horror. But I don't care so much for the, stab, or like I don't like slasher movies and stuff like that. I like weird, creepy horror. That's my type of thing. Like, one of my favorite movies of all time is John Carpenter's The Thing. And I'm not here to talk about movies, but that's just a little scene inside my mind. Or I'm setting for you. I don't know what I'm saying. We're talking about Nice House on the Lake, though, and basically, I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't read it. But the idea is, everybody here knows this guy. Some of each other might know each other a little bit or a lot. In some cases, but. Some people don't know each other at all, but they all are connected by this one guy that they've met at some point variously in their life. At various times in their life. I keep misspeaking, but anyway. So, they're all invited to this really nice lake house for a weekend. I think it's supposed to be a weekend getaway type thing, And when they all get there, the one guy they know isn't there. And they're trying to, they have poor reception, which, it's a lake house in the middle of nowhere, it's fine. But when they finally figure out, get a little bit of info on the rest of the world, the rest of the world's on fire. So I like, because we're 6 issues into this and still don't really know what's going on. I like a good story that has a lot of mystery, that keeps me, give me little hints, little teases, push the story forward, and then, make me want more. Don't tell me exactly what's happening yet. Make me want more. I think, the number 6 spot was Dark Ages, and that's what I really like about that as well, is we still don't really know what's going on with Apocalypse. Like, we know something is coming, but they haven't told us yet, and I love that. I love that I don't know the answer, and this one is great as well. Another awesome thing about Nice House on the Lake is there's a lot of characters. I don't know exactly how many. I think there's 12 or something like that. It's a lot of characters, and I feel like the writing and the dialogue is all really good, as far as like characterizing everybody, and it feels very natural. There's a lot of dialogue in this in these books, actually. There's sometimes it'll just be a whole page with like a manuscript. It's part of the comic, but there'll be sometimes a whole page where just a full big conversation is. There's no pictures or anything, it's just a big conversation. And I do really enjoy the dialogue. I feel like it's very well written. And then moving on to spot number 4. Again, like I said, I've been enjoying my horror stuff. We have Bunny Mask. And this is actually only a 4-part series at the moment. It will continue. They went on a break a while ago. It feels like forever ago. Bunny Mask is the epitome of what I was just talking about, where they give you next to zero answers. They don't tell you anything, actually, really, until like the 4th issue. And even then, it's still, it's one of those, like, I have a couple of answers, or questions answered, but now I have like 7,000 other questions. And I absolutely love it. It's weird, it's creepy, things are strange, there's a good amount of gore and violence, and I just love it. I love the mystery of, I couldn't, if I wanted to spoil this book for you, I would have such a difficult time, because I really don't know what's going on, to tell you the truth. But I feel, again, the dialogue is really good, a lot of good character work, and that's really, I guess, what pulls me in. Well, that's what keeps me there. The mystery probably is what pulls me in. The dialogue is what keeps me satisfied while we're on this journey. Because everybody feels like real characters, and you know, it's written well. I can't remember if I picked this one up when it first came out or not. I think I was on the fence about it, because with most indie books that I pick up, I am on the fence about it. I really don't know. I'm like, you know, at first glance, I was like, maybe this is kind of silly looking with the bunny mask or whatever. And it isn't. I could see this, if you're just looking at this cover first glance, you're like, maybe this is something kind of cliche, and maybe kind of some weird sexy horror thing. It's not. It's not, okay? It is just strange. And like, this one, I mean it. It is completely strange. And I love every bit of it. I recommend this book very highly. And then, moving on to our number 3 spot, we have Not All Robots, which is a 5-issue miniseries, maybe, possibly. It does seem like it's one of those things where it's going to set it up as a 5-issue miniseries. I guess if enough people enjoyed it and there's enough demand for it, they will continue with more. I'm really hoping they do, because this series is incredible. It feels like such a commentary on our, and it sounds so cliche, but like our reliance on technology. It also has like racism commentaries and justice system commentaries and all this commentaries and messaging, but it's all woven into the story so well and so interestingly. And I absolutely love it. And it is a crazy good story. The last issue really went a different direction than I wasn't expecting. And it did set up this new whole thing that I did not think we were going to get to. And I think this could have a really awesome second part if they do decide to do more with this comic. I would definitely be picking it up. I don't know if I even read that many comics from AWA Upshot. I picked this one up on a whim. I meant to get the cover B for this number 1, because it was an awesome homage to, what is the name of that famous painting with the farmers? I can't remember that name of that painting right now, but it's an homage to that, and it was pretty cool. And I was, again, on the fence. I was like, should I get it? It's a really cool cover. At that point, it was kind of a cover buy, and then I ended up getting the book anyway, but I missed out on the cover B. And I'm so happy that I did end up reading this, because I don't see anybody talking about Not All Robots. No one at all. I really don't. And it's also, yeah, there's like even commentary on like what it means to be human, and like kind of, you know, it's been done before, but you know, this human is more like a machine and this machine is more like a human type stuff, and it's just really good. There's a lot to unpack, and I feel like there's just so many ideas in this, and it's incredible. It's just super, super, super good. And if you like something that makes you think, and I don't know, it's really cool. I really highly recommend it. And then for my number 2 on the list, this one I'm cheating a little bit because everything else has been a series. This one is a particular one-shot. We're talking about Darkhold Iron Man. Overall, my feelings for the series Darkhold series, I guess, because it was a series of 5 one-shots and then an Omega. Overall, the Alpha and Omega kind of suck. They're okay at best. We'll get to this. Wasp was really good. Black Bolt was pretty good. Blade was terrible. And Spider-Man, okay at best again. But Iron Man, Darkhold Iron Man is insane. It takes a familiar story, the origin of Iron Man. It doesn't go all the way from the very beginning, but it puts you in this point. It's like, I know where we are, you know, I'm familiar with the origin of Iron Man. I know what's going on. And then it takes a slight detour, a creepier detour. And that's kind of, I feel like some of these one-shots really missed the point, and the ones I feel like it exceeded best were this one and Wasp, because they took a familiar story and they changed it into this terrifying piece. A really strong point of this book is the fact that it's actually told through the perspective of Pepper Potts. So it's one of those things like, you know, like a Godzilla movie, you don't show the monster that much because he's scarier when you do see him, you know? Or, I don't know, whatever kind of monster movie. It's like, the less you see of him, Cloverfield or whatever, you know, when you actually do see him, it's terrifying. And that it totally applies for this. I think the choice to take it from Pepper's perspective is an absolutely brilliant one, because there's times where Tony will lock himself inside of his studio or whatever it is. His I don't know what to call him. That's not the right word. But you know, and he's working and on his stuff. I don't want to spoil it because it is really good. It's a single book. If you want to read, in my opinion, one of the absolute best stories that came out in 2021, it's a one-shot called Darkhold Iron Man. I love this book so much. From a writer, I think his name's Ryan North. It just says North on the cover. I want to say it's Ryan North. From what I looked up, it doesn't seem like he's actually like much of a comic writer. He writes like novels and stuff. And I really hope they get this man writing some comics. I will definitely check him out. I mean, it would have to be something I have absolutely no interest in, and then even still, maybe I might check it out, because I love this book so much. I feel like the writing direction was really brilliant. The suspense was on point. I would love, because like Dark Ages made my number 6, I would love for Marvel to start doing more horror stuff and doing it right, because it's super awesome. I didn't really think of myself as a huge horror fan, but as I've come to find out in my comic experience, my comic journey, I really like horror, I guess. I do feel like I have a specific niche of horror that I enjoy. I kind of do enjoy a good slow burn. I like suspense. I like this eerie feeling of not being in control is really what it is. But not just like, oh, he's too strong and he's gonna murder me or whatever, you know. That's not my thing. My thing is just not knowing what's going on, and how terrifying that can be, I guess. All that kind of stuff is stuff I've really enjoyed. Single issue. If you can find it, check it out. Check it out for sure. Now, before we get into my number 1, like I said, reminder, this Wednesday, it's going to be a big live stream. I'm going to be giving away my comics, the 3 comics for my 600 subscriber giveaway. I will hopefully be announcing my 700 subscriber giveaway winner. Or winners. My 700 subscriber giveaway comics. Like what I'll be giving away. So I'll be giving away the 600 subscriber comics, and I'll be announcing what the comics for 700 subscribers will be. On top of that, I also wanted to let you know, bonus video coming out tomorrow, Monday. I have an absolutely incredible haul with 2 insane books. I did my first trade ever and got 2 books that I did not think I would be getting for a very long time. They are insane Grail comics, and I can't wait to show you all. It is spectacular. I got some other cool things to show you. Another, we'll say action figure, but it's the first of its kind, the first that we've ever got. Not the first of its kind, but the first for this channel and the first for us. I got a slab. I got some cool raw comics. Yeah, got some awesome things to show you. So definitely check in for that video tomorrow. Without further ado, let me show you my favorite comic of 2021, The Me You Love in the Dark. This is a 5-issue miniseries written by Scotty Young, art done by Jorge Corona, and I think in every way it is a masterpiece. I am in love with this book. I want so badly to meet Scotty Young and have him. I would love to get, honestly, I would love to get 1 through 5 signed by Scotty Young. I think it would be super rad. But I would love to get this signed and be able to chat with him and just have a moment to talk about this book, because I feel like it is such, this might not resonate with everyone, but I feel like if you have any artistic anything in you, whether you're a writer, you're an artist, you edit videos, whatever it is that is your thing, because you can find creativity in a lot of everyday things. Sometimes people say the word artist, and they go, I don't paint, as long as you're some type of a creative person, and understand a creative process, then I think you can really vibe with this book. And maybe even if you're not that kind of person, I would recommend it out. I feel like maybe you won't be it won't mean as much as it does to me personally, but I love this thing. So yeah, again, no surprise. It is a horror book, but it's a bit different. This one, there is a lot that is kind of unknown, but I mean it does kind of show a lot of its cards right off the bat in the first issue. So this woman, her name is Jo, right? Yeah, I think her name's Jo. It's been a while since I read it. The series has ended. It's really weird because there's very little dialogue in this book. And it's incredible. I'm trying not to jump ahead of myself. So she's a painter. She's a successful painter. She does it as a living, but she's kind of run out of steam. She's looking for new inspiration. So she goes to this big, rustic house in the middle of nowhere. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna stay here and work on some new art. Try to find, new inspiration, like I said. But inside this house is something. And even, again, I don't want to reveal everything. It's a wonderful, super short, fast read. If you got a trade of this thing, you could probably speed through it ludicrously fast. Because again, not a lot of text. And there's a lot of beauty in that, because it's a lot of emotion and this visual storytelling that is being told in a way. And I felt differently throughout the process of reading it. When I first started reading it, it did very much feel, because she becomes connected with this other being, this other creature that's in this house, this dark entity. But it's not a scary one right off the bat. Now, it is creepy in the sense of, what is this? And when you see little teases and images of it, it is terrifying. But in a way, it feels very self-reflective and in kind of this weird healing way of finding this inner something inside of you and working with it and falling in love with it and falling in love with yourself. And I do think there is strong elements in that. Still, as the series progresses, it definitely does feel more about the, being in love with someone else and having this not great dynamic and being very controlling. And there's a lot of other aspects that come into it, and that hit me in different ways. But I just think this story is absolutely incredible. It's so brilliantly told. God, I can't speak today. Sorry, my nose is still a little bit stuffy. I don't know why. I don't know if I have little bit of a cold or something, but I've been stuffy the past, I don't know, week or so. But I think the art is killer, is absolutely just intriguing, terrifying, captivating, and in some ways also inviting and mystifying. I think this comic is just done so ridiculously well. And it was always the first comic I read. Every time I got a stack of comics each week, it was always the first comic I read. Maybe not the first issue, because, you know, I didn't know. But after that first issue, the next 4, the first comic I read every single week, because I absolutely love that book. And, you know, where it ended, could there be a continuation? It's not completely off the table. Maybe, possibly, but the story's probably done, and it's one of those things, I'm happy where it is. I think it ended great, and I don't really have any issues with it at all. I have no problems with the entire 5-issue run. So, there it is. That's my top 10 comics that I read in 2021. I would love to know what you think about my list. Have you read any of the comics on here? Have I convinced you to read some if you haven't read them before? And, you know, if there's something that I left off, some story that you read that you thought was absolutely ridiculously good, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear about it. Because I read a lot of comics, but I don't read everything. So, and I never will, but maybe I can add something else to my never-ending list of things to read. So, that's going to be it for today. Like I said, definitely check back tomorrow. I have a crazy, crazy video coming out tomorrow. A bonus video, because I couldn't wait. I had to make this. Usually with our haul videos, we wait. We pile up some stuff, you know, until we get a good amount of stuff. It's like, all right, it's been a few weeks or whatever. Let's make a haul video. But this one, as soon as it came in the mail, which I had, like I said, a few extra things. Not a lot. The main point of this is this big trade that I did. And, man, these books are insane. I cannot wait to show you all. But like I said, that is it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.